Homecoming America, 1865. The Civil War had ended. The smoke of battles had dispersed, and soldiers from both the North and South, weary, wounded, but alive, were returning to their homes. Among them was Isaac Holloway, a former sergeant of the Union Army. He was returning to Pennsylvania. He had left home as a young man, full of patriotism, but now he walked familiar paths burdened with memories. His farm, once thriving, was now in neglect. Neighbors who had known him as a boy watched him with concern. Had the same man returned? Jonathan Whitley, a cavalryman of the Confederate Army, was heading to Virginia. His homeland had turned to ashes. His family had lost almost everything, except for the old house that had miraculously survived the battles. He no longer knew how to look people in the eye. Veterans of the defeated army had it the hardest. The paths of the two men crossed in a small town in Maryland. At a tavern where everyone was drinking whiskey, their eyes met by chance. Both instantly recognized each other. Once, in a fierce cavalry battle, their blades had crossed. Back then, fate had brought them together as enemies. But today they stood before each other as weary men who had left the war behind. "I remember you," Isaac said, looking at Jonathan. "And I remember you," the Southerner nodded. "I wonder if we can just be men now." That evening, they drank to the past and the future, to the fallen comrades and those who had returned. Peace did not come immediately, but it came, step by step, glance by glance, word by word. And perhaps it began with meetings like this one,